Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road. Today is Thursday. You guys will see this on Saturday. So the weather is going to be a little bit cooler today compared to my last ride. Now, the one thing I did remember to do is to put my GoPro on the wide angle mode. So at least we'll be able to see a little more width. The last ride, all you really got to see was my display screen. So apologize for that, but still, a ride is a ride, better than no ride, right? So just riding down the road here, I'm noticing a lot of marks on the curb areas, which tells me road construction is going to be happening. It's going to be happening down this street and a lot of other streets I've ridden past already too, which is going to make it difficult for me to get to certain places because I usually take this road to get to Bussy Woods and to the Prospect Heights Trail. We're heading to the Prospect Heights Trail today. Now, the one thing with going to these trails that I've gone to last year, it's a little bit tougher to do and make it an interesting looking video because it's not all green yet. Everything just looks like branches. So because of that, it's not as interesting looking. But the ride is the ride, right? So I took 2 batteries today. I have the one that's permanently mounted on my bike during the season. I call it permanent because I have zip ties on it. Not twist ties. Zip ties on it, as well as the Velcro. And then I also have the one that's on the rear rack. So that's the same thing. It's, they're both triangle batteries. They're both 52 volt. 48 volts are what normally comes with the Rad power bikes, but these are 52 volt, 20 amp hour batteries. So I carry along with me 40 amp hours. You could do the math and figure out what that is in watt hours. Just multiply the 52 by 40. So yeah, I have more than enough battery power to last me to wherever I plan to go today. Now the wind is a lot less, although it is there. I can hear it in my ears as I'm riding, and but it's a lot less than it was yesterday. Yesterday's ride, as you probably heard, right off the bat in the beginning of the video, you could hear how much that wind was kicking up. The wind is a killer, I tell you. It's the thing that holds me back a lot. And of course, if the temperature is not cooperative, then the wind along with it makes it even worse. Now, I am trying my best to try to stop at stop signs. I don't do full stops because that's just too much of an effort, but I do slow down and kind of roll through it. That's better than last year. Last year I just go right straight through them. But my knee is better, my leg is better, so I can afford to try to do it that way. So I'm using the Bike Map app. That's a hard thing to say quickly. Bike Map app on my phone. You guys can get that as well. It's a free app unless you want to pay for it. There's, I guess, advanced features that you get if you pay something for it, but I don't, so I get the basic features. And I find that using the map on Google sometimes works better, and sometimes using this Bike Map app works better. They suggest different places, right? Different roads to take. And what I'll usually do is I'll just flip through the thing and look at which roads it recommends before I actually go out. So yeah, don't just count on one map. Count on both those maps. Now I know over here on this road was under construction the entire time of last year, but obviously they have fixed the road at this point right here. So they do a lot of resurfacing. Let me address another thing too. You know, I'm reading in the comments from some of my subscribers that are new to e-biking. I will say that getting on the streets and riding in the streets was a little scary for me in the beginning, because you know, if you haven't ridden a bike in a long time, competing with cars is not something you really want to do. So it took me a while to finally be able to get up the nerve to go on the streets, and now I go all over the place because of it. I will say that although we have just as much rights being on the road as cars, many cars don't think so, and you might get road rage from some cars if you're on the road with them. I haven't had that happen, but I have had a couple cars come really close to me when they should really be giving you a little bit of distance, you know, when they're passing you, but sometimes they don't, so you got to be aware. I found that if you take the lane where you're like a third of a way into the lane, not like right up against the curb, that forces them to have to go around you because they can't pass you. That's when the road rage happens, okay? That's when they think that that you shouldn't be on the road with them. But you have the legal right to be there. But let me say this, between you and the car will always win. If you get hit by the car, there's no coming back and just coming back and saying that you're in the right, because you'll be hurt. So be aware, traffic is always in favor of the car than it is of the bike. So here we are against Palatine Road here. This is a busy street. We do actually get on Palatine Road a little bit later, but Palatine Road is a divided highway. There's sections of it that does 45 miles an hour, and then there's another area that only does 30. We go on to the section that goes to 30s. This is why we cross Palatine Road and then we come back onto it. This guy's honking. I don't know why they're honking. He's honking behind me. I don't know if he thinks that he has the right to the road and we don't, but we have just as much right being here as he does. He thinks I'm going to slow him down. Yeah, well, too bad. All right, so our turn is coming up soon. I like that feeling is he's going to try to pass me, but he's not. He's staying behind me. All right, he's turned off, and that's the thing. You know, they'll honk at you. They'll think that they own the road, but they don't. You have just as much right as they do. Now I'm staying a little bit over to the left-hand side of this because I've got to take a left turn at the stop sign. And I always put hand signals out so they know where I'm intending to go. Now in situations like that, there's obviously a stop sign there, but the car to the left saw me, the car in front of me saw me, and for me to make the full stop, it would actually slow them down even more. So I do a slowing of the bike, but I don't do a full stop. Legally, that's not right, but practically, it works. I think the cars really just want you to get out of their way as fast as you can. If that means that you don't do a full stop, I think they'd rather you do that and get out of their way. That's just how I'm thinking. I might be wrong. The wind is kicking up a little bit. I can't even hear myself talk. You know, whenever I say that, it's true. I don't actually hear anything I'm saying coming out of my mouth. But the microphone picks me up, and then it also eliminates a lot of the wind noise, although you do hear the wind. Now the Prospect Heights Trail, we've done this many times last year, but I felt that it would be a good one to do as my first distance ride of the year. Doing Bussy Woods, we could do that too, but that's a commitment of a lot of miles. It's a circle that goes around 11 miles. So you figure you got that plus the distance getting there, the distance getting back. My ride yesterday, which was Wednesday, which is what you saw on Thursday, I rode, I believe, 19 miles that day. I don't know what I'll do today, but we'll see. I know some of you guys are from Chicago too. It's good to hear from you guys. Even if you're not in this general area of Chicago, you might recognize some of the things if you come up in this area. Last season, part of this road that we're heading towards was also under construction, which forced me to go around it. I don't know how it'll be this season. It should be done by now, of course, but... So, here in Chicago, we have a saying, there's a couple of seasons. There's winter, and then there's repair season. There's a lot of repairs that happen in Chicago from spring through fall. A lot of our roads get hacked up because of the winter, and they have to repair it. That's why we have a lot of potholes, you know. Thing kind of expands or something and cracks it, and you have all these potholes and cracked roads and all sorts of stuff. So I think in this area, having suspension, front fork suspension, does help out. Now, you guys know that I'm hoping to get my wife one of the other bikes. Oh, I just lost power to my bike here. What's the deal? Yeah, I just lost power to my bike. Alright, well... that means we got to get off the bike and fix it. Why did we lose power? Yeah, like the battery just shut down. I don't know why that happened. Oh, I see. Some of the connections might not be tight. Well, those are things that happen. You got to be aware. So, having the display screen helps you. I would not have known I lost power. I'm leaning over here, sorry. Let me get back on the bike. I would not have known that I lost power if I didn't have a display screen. Yeah, that's only happened once or twice before in the past, where I lost power to the bike all of a sudden. I checked the battery connectors. After moving the connectors, it kicked back in. So I think the battery connector wasn't making good contact or something. So what I did is I turned off the battery. There's a battery switch that turns things on and off. I turned that on, turned that off, Didn't seem to make a difference. Yeah, I lost power again. All right, I'm going to switch to the other battery. All right, this is why having two batteries is probably a good thing. All right, I'm back on the bike. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I actually lost power twice. Yeah, that's not good. Take a swig of water here. Tend to dry out when I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, that's not good. I don't know if it's the battery or the connector, but I switched over to the other battery. So now we're using the battery that's on the bike itself. You know, if all I had with me was the one battery and that went out, I'd be in big trouble. I'd have to push the bike all the way back, and we go some distance. So kind of glad I'm taking two batteries now. The one that went out is the one that's on the rack, so I'm gonna have to check to see what's going on with that. Now, yesterday's ride, the battery that's on the triangle of the bike had no problem. So the question is whether there's a problem with the other battery, or is it a connector, or did I not give enough charge? I gave it a lot of charge from the last time I used it. I gave it full charge, so it should be fully functional. I'll have to check that at home. So what I usually do is I use a multimeter, and I'll check voltage and things like that on the battery. And again, it could be a connector. It could be the cabling. Maybe something is shorting out somewhere or something. But I will definitely need to check that battery out and that connector out before trusting it again. Now I'm just kind of thinking through what it could be. I really have no clue. All right, here's something to consider too. You know, if you have an electric bike, getting a second battery is not a bad idea. So here we are, we're coming up the Palatine Road again. This is the road that we passed. So we essentially went around it because we need to get to this other section of the road. So if you look off to this side here, that's the side that does 45 miles an hour. On the side that we're on currently, the side that does 30 miles an hour. So you have a little bit of protection from those guys because there's a barrier between them and us. Now, not a whole lot of cars come down this section, but this is the section people take if they live in this area. They have to take this section to get to their homes. This is the section we ride to get to Prospect Heights Trail. So I am riding on pedal assist level 3. My gears are currently on number 7 out of 7. I am pedaling. I've been pedaling most of this today, but I do pedal and throttle, as I constantly mention. So the weather right now should be in the low 60s. I'm wearing just a sweatshirt, my yellow safety vest, long pants, and my helmet, and bike gloves. As we go through the season, for those who are new, you'll see eventually I'll start getting darker and darker because I don't usually burn too easily. I just get darker. And my hands, it's kind of funny, but like on the gloves here, you'll see that my fingers will be dark, but the rest of the hand won't be because I've got gloves on. Get some gloves. If you don't have gloves, go buy yourself a pair of gloves, okay? Because if you fall, you want this padding. See the padding here? You want that padding to protect you. You don't want to be scraping up all of your skin off of your palms of your hands. Now I kind of need a car on the left lane to help me turn that turn signal. So I'm hoping that this car that's passing me from behind will stay in the left. And he is. Alright, I'm hoping that that stays where it is. Oh, he's not moving. Yeah, that turn's always a little scary. You want to make sure those cars are not moving. You don't want to get run over. So we're very close to the bike path right now. I seem to be getting here faster. Maybe it's just me, but it always seems like it took longer than this to get here. But yeah, I got here pretty fast. Alright, so here's the entrance to the path. So let's see how the path looks like. I'm expecting just a bunch of branches and burnt out looking grass. Little electric Barbie car. My daughter had one of those. She had like an electric Barbie car Jeep when she was a little kid. We still have that. It's in our basement. I think all it needs is a new battery. If you put a new battery in there, it should be perfectly fine. All right, we are on the path. Path is, as I said in the past, it's kind of beat up. It really needs to be overhauled. I think this path has been here for a long time, and you know, it's got bumps and cracks and things, and trying to trying to get rid of this app. Come on, there we go. Took it a while. I think this is only like 3 or 4 miles, something like that. But this brings us through Wheeling. It brings us through Prospect Heights. Brings us through Mount Prospect, I believe. If you went further, you're in Mount Prospect. I think if we end where I usually end, it stops at Prospect Heights. I think that's the edge of Prospect Heights and Mount Prospect. So you can see the sign says Village of Wheeling. So we're in Wheeling right now. Yeah, things are, well, everything's mowed down, of course, but it's not green. It's a lot more fun when you see it all green, right? Hello. Yeah, people are out here walking their dogs, playing with the kids. Dad's playing with this kid. You know, in general, people are fairly friendly. They will wave hi to you or whatever, but then sometimes you run into some people who are kind of grumpy. So you never can tell. That's why we keep the pepper spray. All right. So you have to pass some big streets on this road. This path. It's okay, you just gotta make sure you stop, look both ways. Now for you guys who are new, who haven't been seeing my older bike videos, we're gonna pass an area that I really think is really interesting. It's a big power plant. So see all these high tension wires that we have. Everything collects into that one area and it's straight ahead of us. So you may see a whole bunch of towers and things there. It reminds me of something that would happen at a James Bond thing, you know. Climb up there and have a chase scene on James Bond. That's my active imagination. But it's kind of cool, but you hear it rattling sometimes. You hear like the electricity crackling. If it's raining or anything like that, you definitely hear it. Yeah, so take a look here on the left here. That's that's different, that's for sure. See more of it as we make the turn. They're doing some construction on it, I guess. Yeah, there's a big collector thing here or something. It's like everything goes into it. I'll pass this guy in a minute. I usually don't like passing people until I'm on a straightaway or something, because you never know what's in front of it on a curve. Yeah, so what do you guys think about this path? I mean, if you've been with me a while, you've seen it before, but if you're new, let me know in the comments. This is going to look a lot nicer when everything looms out. In fact, all the paths that we're going to go early on is going to look kind of like this. Everything's going to look kind of browned out. See these things in the middle here? These things here? You gotta watch out for those things. Those are the barriers that they put up if they don't want cars to go through here accidentally or purposely. Yeah, right here. See, right in the middle of the road. If you're not watching, you hit one of those things with your bike, man, you go flying over it. Get some water here. Yeah, it's times like this when you use the throttle. Use the throttle while you're taking a swig of water. Yeah, I learned last year, make sure you have your water with you because you dry out when you're talking. And my lips will dry out, so you gotta have some chapstick with you. I was checking my mileage for the ride, but I keep forgetting that the bike lost power. The problem with these displays is that when the power is lost on it, it doesn't keep your mileage for that ride. The only thing it keeps is the overall mileage, which we are at 2,673 right now. But it doesn't keep the trip meter. Right now it just showed 4 miles since the last time the bike stopped and the battery stopped. Yeah, we are next to the railroad tracks, so I hear the railroad crossing to my left. We may see a train go by, and that train is the Metro train that goes down to downtown Chicago. So you can typically jump onto that train and go. Now, some people have asked me if I could just take my bike on the train and go, and I believe they do have that, but I don't know whether their bike holders are geared up for these big fat tires. I've got a lot of water here, so I'm going to go slowly. I don't want to get splashed up here. I know that when I put these big 4-inch tires on some of the other bike racks that I've seen, it won't fit. It's too wide. They haven't designed those racks for tires this big because they're probably older racks. And I'm guessing that the racks that are on the train would be similar. That it probably won't have the ability to accommodate the tires, in which case then it could be a problem. So I guess I gotta hear from other people. Because really, if you're heading towards downtown Chicago, taking a train is not a bad option than having to deal with the traffic and parking your car and everything like that downtown. All right, we are in Prospect Heights, I believe. Yeah, overall, the new bike helmet is doing pretty well for me. I'm pretty much used to it at this point. I thought it was going to be tight, but no, it's a good fit. if you hear clicking every now and then, it could be the microphone cable. I snake the microphone cable through the openings of the bike helmet. Sometimes it slaps up against the helmet. So I see there's some construction stuff going on in front of us. I don't know what they're building or doing there. There's a lot of dirt though. No idea. Maybe they're building a building here, maybe? Don't know. Off to our left though, let me show you this hill over here. That's for the kids. During the winter, they can go sledding down there. So you see they actually have steps they walk up and then they sled down. I would think that would be a lot of fun for kids. Alright, so now we're at the park. And I think once we pass this park and go on the other side, I believe that's Mount Prospect. I think this part of it still might be Prospect Heights. I don't know where the actual cutoff point is, but we're right on the edge. Hi. Alright. Let's take a look over here. This is where the swimming pool is, and it looks like they're doing some construction to the swimming pool area. Let's watch them do some stuff here. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, they are ripping into the thing. Yeah. They're doing something to the edge. The swimming pool looks looks different without water in there, and it's not blue either, so they must have scratched down the paint or something. Alright, I think we've ridden long enough with you guys. Appreciate you guys following me along. I'm going to do another video on the ride back, I think. Sometimes looking the other way looks good. Looks different sometimes. So anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time.